What's my opinion on My Chemical Romance? I love My Chemical Romance, so I can talk about that. I love My Chemical Romance. I was 14 when, I think I was 14 maybe, when Three Cheers came out. And I was a little punk rock kid who only listened to, like, what I perceived as credible punk rock music, or like psychobilly bands that nobody knew about. I liked a lot of horror punk. And there were like two kids at school who were kind of the like alternative kids, and they liked The Used and My Chemical Romance. And where I grew up, there was not a huge alternative kid community. And I viewed the things that they liked, because I was an asshole, as not valid, because I was the only one who knew about real punk rock. Ironically, later this factors into the story where people do not listen when we first start to our band and make snap judgments based on their quote-unquote credible listening habits. So I'm just going to tell you the honest truth. I pretended to have never heard of many, because I was 14. 14-year-olds do these sort of things. I pretended that I didn't know about any big bands that were happening, and I only listened to the sort of music that was, these punk rock bands or horror punk bands. With the exception of AFI. AFI was like the mainstream band that I really loved. And I remember when I'm Not Okay came out, and then I, late in that record cycle, finally listened to the album and was so mad that I had been a huge lame poser and pretended that I didn't know about it. And in fact, this goes back to my age. My mom's car only had a tape deck, so I transferred Three Cheers to a cassette. Like, I recorded it onto a cassette, and then it was on my mom driving me to school in the morning playlist until I got to the age that I had my own car and could drive. So that is the long-winded way of answering that, yes, I do like them. And then, of course, longtime fans know that I was very lucky to get to work with Gerard. I wrote a song with him that he's featured on called Louder Than Your Love, that's on my first solo record. And Mikey Way played on that song, and Mikey played on a lot of the songs on that record, and I got to perform with him, and so it was really, really cool. And Gerard's an incredible person. He's been very complimentary of Blackville over the years, and I'm a huge fan. So